Welcome right to the Give It Podcast, the podcast for blurs, for nerds. If you have a fandom, you are always welcome here. Of course, I'm your host, the most, Will Buchanan. Of course, the man to my left, your right, depending on how your screen is flipped. I wonder, I have a mindset on what he may go out with, but I just want to hear him say it.
Want to know why you're all so afraid of women? It's me, Joe Tonello.
I was so hoping you were going with that route. With that being said, we are the Give It Podcast, guys. Before we do get started, much like WWE changing things, so are we. So we do not watch our language. We don't really say really bad words, but again, we don't watch our language. And anything that we do show, of course, may be too intense for younger viewers. So again, viewer discretion is advised. Aside from that, welcome.
We also have the Pyro twice a month.
Yeah, I gotta go with that, Joe, because this kind of leads into what I really wanted to talk about first, because I believe, because I was going to pull the TikTok, but you know what? It's just best to go ahead and hear it, because let's be honest. If you guys haven't noticed, She-Hulk did come out. First episode was out. Before we get into it, Joe had a wonderful take on it that I just want him to kind of give us a paraphrase, if you will, of what he said that seemed to get some feathers ruffled.
Not as much as my other TikToks, which are just mostly me cosplaying, but I watched a lot of, and I'm very new to TikTok, but I have myself curated already fairly well. A lot of martial arts, a lot of comics, a lot of cosplay. The one thing that kept coming up on the superhero stuff is a lot of think pieces about how She-Hulk coming out, and this is like prior to She-Hulk coming out, like a week before, how she's an agenda character, how she's new, how they're creating a female version of the Hulk just because Marvel can't make a Hulk movie, and how terrible this show is going to be. And I'm like, y'all just outing yourself that you are very afraid of women.
Very much so.
Then I just kind of ran down some stats. Like, for example, She-Hulk is a 40-year-old character. Actually, 42-year-old character.
Yeah.
She debuted in February of 1980. She's 3 years older than I am. She is stronger than base level Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
The Hulk in this show is a mid-tier Hulk.
Professor Hulk. Isn't he like the second weakest?
Oh, God, no. He's a mid-tier Hulk. He's stronger than Green Hulk, stronger than Gray Hulk.
Okay.
Definitely stronger than Joe Fixit. Remember, Joe Fixit is only 6'7", and the best he can do is be a bouncer in Vegas.
True.
He has literally said in the Immortal Hulk comic, Ben Grimm's favorite version of the Hulk because it's the only one he can punch out.
That's true. I don't know why I was thinking he was the second weakest. I knew I was wrong somewhere.
I mean, he may be the second weakest in this iteration of the thing. I won't deny that. I mean, there's vast differences between MCU and standard 616.
True.
But like She-Hulk right now is almost a 1-to-1 variant.
True. But I just thought, but it was just the fact that, like you said, it was just people thinking there's an agenda. We're trying to push a message and things of that nature. And I'm gonna be honest, it is far from that. Like I said, if you watch the first episode, highly recommend that you do, just because a lot of people that were doubting She-Hulk Attorney at Law should really be giving an apology right now, especially after the first episode.
What it really boils down to is they are simply afraid of Snoo.
Yeah, what it goes down to. Because the one thing I wanted to point out, especially in the writing, I wanted to point this out very quickly, was this part right here. Which again, this is a scene in the actual episode where, of course, Bruce is talking to Jennifer about controlling anger. And she says to me, very rarely do you see this, where it's taking real life in making great storytelling. Of course, if you can't see it, I'll read it out loud. Here's the thing, Bruce. I'm great at controlling my anger. I do it all the time. When I'm catcalled in the street, when incompetent men explain my own area of expertise to me, I do it pretty much every day, because if I don't, I will get called emotional or difficult or might just get murdered. So I'm an expert at controlling my anger because I do it indefinitely more than you.
Now, on top of this, there are already comments on this particular piece, not on my Facebook. We've only had one comment where a buddy of mine posted the Bruce Banner going, it's like, well, my mother murdered my father, or my father murdered my mother.
Yeah.
We all go through difficult things. And I'm like, these are not the same thing.
Not at all.
No, these are two very different things. One is living as a woman every single day. One is a traumatic event that fostered a monster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's what I was trying to. That's the part I loved, is the fact that there literally and figuratively, there is no agenda. There's no motive or mean that you're trying to pass to the show. There's really not.
Well, let's hold on. There is technically an agenda. The same agenda that led to the creation of She-Hulk. Marketing to a broader audience.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's that. I'll give you that.
That's literally the only agenda. That is a lot of reasons why female variants of characters are made. Oh, they wanted the girls want a comic? Supergirl, She-Hulk, The Wasp.
Oh no, fair point.
Black Widow, Spider-Woman.
Yep. And then Gwen, and of course Spider-Gwen. Then it so far. I mean, you got a point. You definitely got a point.
The
That it's always
Spider-Gwen thing actually was just because that one variant cover became really, really popular, and then they go, "We can do something with this."
But that's what I'm saying. You're like you said, it's reaching out to a broader audience. It really is. But again, it's like, it's still great. Which is, again, we are going to go into some details of it. Like I said, this setup episode, A Normal Amount of Rage, did explain some things. It did explain, how Bruce went from his arm being wrecked previously from Endgame to now being healed, to how Jennifer did get the blood, because, of course, that's how she becomes She-Hulk, was because of a blood transfusion from Bruce. Even does fill in some blanks within the Infinity War Endgame, of course, about the lab being in Mexico, and that that Tony still complained about Captain America while drinking with Bruce. So it did fill in some gaps. Don't get me wrong. I just love the whole thing about it. Like I said, he's trying to teach her. It was literally like teaching her how to be a Hulk, but she kept doing it 10 times better, which kind of annoyed the crap out of it. It was too funny. It's like, okay, here's a boulder, and you throw it, and she throws it easily, and then he decides just to chuck one off. He's like, yeah, that's how I normally do it. That's just half speed. But it is kind of interesting where you see Bruce is like, I took all this time trying to cultivate it, how to control the Hulk, and she goes, oh, control my anger. Okay, I can do that. And then it's like, it kind of infuriated Bruce to a little bit. It's like, I jumped through all these hoops. Why does it come so easily to you? And it's kind of like the whole time she wants to sit there and say, I'm a woman.
Well, the other thing about that thing was the very small throwaway line was, there's not another guy knocking around in your head? No.
I mean, that's just it.
Yeah, they do explore that dirt currently in the comics. There is a personality there, but it's so integrated into Jennifer Walters that very rarely does it like actually emerge. Like,
yeah,
there's only been like, I want to say a handful of times where she's gone like Savage She-Hulk.
Yeah, very few. When she's really, I mean,
there's that
really
one weird time where that like weird miniseries became like Gray She-Hulk, and then they almost immediately dropped it.
Yeah. Well, the time she got driven crazy, that one time she got driven to the point of insanity and almost wrecked everything.
And then there was that Jason Aaron run where she was also Red She-Hulk, Savage She-Hulk, and somehow Omega Red at the same time. We don't talk about the Jason Aaron. World War She-Hulk never happened, people. We're just leaving that right now.
Ooh. Read your
Oh,
own
and
risk.
also she was a Black Widow at the same time.
Ooh, read at your own risk. That's all I'm gonna say. Read at your own risk. But it was interesting at the end, though. We did actually get to see some action. I can never pronounce her name, so if I mispronounce it, Joe, please
Tanya?
correct. Thank you, because I've said it. I've said it in so many ways that I think I'm going to get flagged for adult content if I say it wrong. Because I've.
As long as you're not going with Titania. Okay, there we go. Yeah,
Right.
Titania. So Titania is a mainstay character. She is the wife of the Absorbing Man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's the continuity in this version, but you know, I do hope she shows up more. And they, God bless, I hope they give that woman a better wig. That she looked right. She looked like the missing misfit from Gem and the Holograms.
I mean, you're not wrong.
But she does dress like that in the comics, so you know, bravo. The other thing, I like how nonchalantly, like, we're just like, oh, that was a Shitari messenger ship. I'll look into that.
Just out of nowhere, it's like, I'll look in that. A ship just
Well,
appears out of nowhere.
This is a PG series, so they can't do the mob hit for her
yeah.
origins.
Yeah.
Not until Frank comes back.
That's gonna be interesting. But no, for a first episode, it was really good. I thought it was really well done.
We do need to get that single female lawyer jingle from Futurama though every time we talk about She-Hulk.
Give me a day. Give me a day.
Let me think. What else can I talk about? They were very greatly concerned about how pure Captain America really is in this episode.
I think she set her cousin up. I think that was a cousin set up. I can't believe he died. No, he didn't. He literally, and she's like, yes, Captain America.
Georgia Peach, made in Georgia. No, I mean, we've all seen the woman that they're probably talking about. It's right before Peggy empties an entire clip into the shield.
Mm-hmm.
It probably was that woman, because Peggy was probably not too thrilled with Steve at that point.
I mean, she did fire a couple of shots, and she did go for center.
No, she went for the full clip.
Oh, that's right. It was an old P2K. So yeah, 6 shots. It was about 6 shots. I didn't think about that. Yeah, 6 shots, center mass. Oh yeah, that was execution. Never mind. That was full on execution. But no, it probably was that. Now you know what's going to wind up happening. Somebody is literally going to trace the MCU and go right along Captain America timeline and be like,
oh, some people already think it's Star-Lord's grandmother, but they're already wrong. It's just because Star-Lord's mother was the same actress as that USO woman.
oh. And
so they're trying to trace, it's like, look, it's Star-Lord's grandma. It's like, no, it's just coincidence. That time it says the kid in case of reuse casting.
Oh, they've already went 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. I cannot believe it already. But no. Aside from She-Hulk, it definitely was a great first episode. I cannot complain. I am still. Let's be honest. We're all looking forward to that one scene where a certain MCU character is bound to make his return before his own series. I can't wait for that. I still can't wait to actually see Wong, Abomination, and I think they said we're going to be seeing about some cameos from like 4 or 5 other stars, if I'm right.
Well, I'm waiting for the Asgardian idiots to show up, to which I'm alluding to the Wrecking Crew. They did make an appearance in that thing, so I do want to see that.
That's going to be pretty good. But again, from both me and Joe, still solid. Cannot wait for next Thursday. I kind of find it funny that Disney is kind of jumping their series. It's like Wednesday, like some series come out on Wednesday, some series come out on Thursday. So what are you gonna say, Joe?
Oh, the big thing we do want to see is Yellow Daredevil.
Yes. I get to see the suit, to see the yellow suit. I cannot wait for that. I really can't. But of course, we're still well ways off because D23 is not too far away. Really is not, but
yeah, D23 also let loose something very interesting. I don't know if you caught that or not. On top of releasing supposedly releasing their film schedule, there'll also be a day where they talk about Marvel and Disney video games.
They're finally jumping into that pool. They're I mean, as
So
far
that
as
means we could potentially be seeing the new Spider-Man, a new Spider-Man 2 trailer, an extended trailer for the Wolverine game, probably something Kingdom Hearts.
yeah, because Disney, it's gonna be Kingdom
Well,
Hearts.
no, I keep forgetting. For Disney, they will probably be showing that Animal Crossing game that's Disney's putting out, where
Okay.
you design like a town with Disney characters.
Didn't know that.
Instead of Tom Nook, it might be Snow White. Snow White got to get them bells.
It could be Elsa. Somebody's always wanted an ice castle.
There you go.
It could always be Elsa. But no, but D23 is going to come out with some news. Gamescom, of course, is next week, which we will give our ideas of what they may show before we get on to some other news in the DC world with CW. But
no, we got a bunch of HBO stuff we got to talk about too.
Oh, yep. I'm getting to that. But for all those that are wondering real quick about Gamescom, this is a schedule that we're basically seeing. Of course, it doesn't start until, as you can see, Tuesday, August 23rd, which is opening night. Future Game Show will be Wednesday on August 24th. Xbox will have its showcase on Thursday, August 25th. And, of course, the Indie Show will be on Friday, August 26th. Right now, it's a toss-up because I'm going to be honest, not really too many games that are going to still be, I guess, having a reveal or having updates. I know a lot of people like myself, I want some more information about the Callisto Protocol, which is basically the Dead Space remake in a way. I know there's still going to be some more information as far as Gotham Knights, possibly. Sonic Frontiers, again, possibly. Nothing. We're really speaking from an area of maybe. None of this has been confirmed, by the way. Not even the Hogwarts Legacy, which again, that's also rumored. That's something maybe talked about at a Gamescom.
Well, they may have to because it got delayed till next year.
Well, they may be talking about it then. But like I said, this is one of those, another Geoff Nightly. If you don't know who that guy is, he's the guy that does the video game awards.
Jeff Keighley.
Yeah, Keighley. I keep on saying Nightly. But Keighley, if you don't know, he's the guy that when he does the video game awards, we're pretty much just watching for trailers. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's great for awards, but we're just waiting to see what new games are going to be announced. What were you going to say, Joe?
I actually did listen to a podcast recently, Friends Per Minute or Friends Per Second, where they had Jeff Keighley on there, and he announced like there's going to be like some 60 or something world premieres. I don't know if it's at Gamescom or if it's at
it's going to be at the Video Game Awards.
Video Game Awards or something, but he announced it. IGN did post about Gamescom, so we do have some confirmed things.
Okay.
Did I not give you the link for that?
Nope, but give me a second. I can get it. I can find it. Because that just made me think, it's like, what else did they? Because I'm like, they didn't really. Because that's the one thing they've really done different this year. They haven't said spit about anything, and usually you have some news. I mean, something, but I'm just really surprised by that. But let's see. As I'm trying to get to it. Uh-oh, is that me?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, I was like, uh-oh. I thought someone was playing in the background. Although, while I'm looking this up, Dragon Ball Super, for all those that are wondering, haven't seen it yet. I'm hoping to see it tomorrow, just because of, family things and football games come first. So I hope to get to see that because don't get me wrong, I'm not looking forward to Mountain Dew Piccolo, but I'm hoping his power level is different. I really hope it is.
I just see the link. So I've already seen Dragon Ball Superhero through memes and Raw, but it's Dragon Ball, so I don't need to understand the dialogue. I know what's going on. So let me just put it this way: if you think Goku was a bad dad, man, did Gohan learn the wrong lessons from the wrong parent?
Dang, that's something I guess I can look forward to. I'll have to find those games later to see what's actually.
No, I literally just sent you the link in the podcast.
Oh, my bad. I was looking all over IGN and I was not even paying attention to the chat. Okay, so let me just pull this up as quickly as humanly possible. Oh, here we go. I got it. Here we go. Okay. So looks like from the looks of it. Oh wow. Okay. So here's the confirms. So yeah, so we're looking at well, I knew Street Fighter 6 was going to get talked about, which again, I cannot wait to play Street Fighter 6. Forspoken, that needs to come out already.
It got delayed, probably within good reason. I think it was getting ready to come out like in November, and then they saw what the November slate was, so they just got out of the way.
I so want to play. Forspoken just looks so good. Sifu,
it's me because I don't know. I wonder if they're announcing DLC or an expansion for it.
I'm going to say DLC because I bought Sifu. I've yet to play it. Is it Isonzo?
Isonzo? We'll go with that.
Yeah, I'm going to go. I've never heard of that game. Pentiment, heard of that game. Actually looking forward to that one. Oh, so the Callisto Protocol will be talked about. Cool. High on Life, which is kind of like those more narration-driven story games. Not bad. Alone in the Dark, I know about that remake. A Plague Tale Requiem, okay, I can live with that. Microsoft Flight Simulator, it took this long just for me to fly a Pelican, and now I'm going to go buy a flight simulator just to fly a Pelican.
That's the only reason.
That's the only reason I'm getting that, just because I can finally fly a Pelican. Warhammer 40,000 Dark Tide, that's the first-person shooter. I cannot wait to play that. All Elite Wrestling Fight Forever, cannot wait for that. Metal Hellsinger.
I wonder, with everything going on, and I don't know how much of this is a work going on in AEW right now.
What's that?
Oh, have you not heard all the turmoil coming on right now?
Not everything surrounding CM Punk, but what else?
Oh, it's CM Punk, Hangman Page, and just a whole bunch of stuff. So I don't know if it's a work or if there's legitimate heat going on in the background, because they played the single with MJF, so I'm not sure what's going on.
I'm gonna guess a work. That's just they're really just throwing out the kayfabe. But I wouldn't be surprised as long as the game comes out, because the Fight Forever trailer just looked awesome, and it just reminded me so much of No Mercy, just how it looks and it flows. So I'm really hoping it does come out. Let's see. Company Heroes 3, SpongeBob SquarePants, The Cosmic Shake, Vikings on trampolines.
I wonder if that's in relation to the old Vikings games that Warcraft people used to make.
Vikings on trampolines. Okay.
Google that.
There's a market for it, I guess. I guess there's a market for it. Vikings on trampolines. I guess if you're going to pillage, why not? I guess. But
it's a platformer.
Oh, okay. I was gonna that makes more sense. But anyway,
it is a platformer made by the same people that made Owlboy.
Gotcha. Well, let's see what they have at Gamescom. But again, Gamescom won't be until next week, so that's something we will definitely cover next Friday. So again, HBO Max news before we talk about Superman and Lois. What's the news you got for that, Joe?
Well, HBO Max is the new merger people and the new
Warner Bros. Discovery.
Turning pretty much the ire of everybody subscribing to HBO Max by canceling show after show after show, and now they are removing shows from the library, stating the reason they are removing these lesser viewed shows is to save money by not having to pay residuals to those animators,
which is really messed up.
Yeah. On top of that, today they've earned the ire of parents everywhere by taking down over 200 episodes of Sesame Street.
That's the part.
And, this number sounds very large, but if you think about it, it's Sesame Street. They have quite the library.
Oh, yeah.
So they've taken down over 200, canceled the Not So Late Elmo show, and leaving only 459 episodes of Sesame Street intact. Which, again, is a decent number, but in the grand scheme of things, for Sesame Street, that is a drop in the bucket.
Yeah, but I mean, I was the one that sat there and said that Warner Bros. Discovery was doing a clean sweep. I was really more for the DC side. I thought they were kind of, I mean, for its HBO Max content, which the reason why it had a lot of subscribers was because they picked up so many shows, and especially Sesame Street, which to the ire of a lot of people, how were they able to acquire Sesame Street? Well, they threw money at it. But now I thought they would be done with their kind of restructuring, but again, I'm not surprised. It does kind of hurt as a parent because let's be honest, Sesame Street for a lot of us, myself, Joe included, we grew up on it, and now it's it's not as accessible, I guess you could say now. Which where a lot of people who have DVDs are sitting there going, "See, we still buy them for a reason."
Follow That Bird still holds up.
Right.
Big Bird Goes to China, a little bit less. Big Bird Goes to Japan, still okay though. The other thing that's getting everybody upset because it was trending on Twitter. I promise you I can talk. Yeah, I nearly got him on that one. Young Justice is not going to get a season 5, despite the fact of the obvious cliffhanger that ended season 4. However, if you were like me, you were paying attention to the comic book trade solicits. Season 5 is coming as a comic book.
Right.
People are not okay with that because not everybody reads comics, which is fine.
They'll eventually come our way. They always do.
Yep. So, let me think. What else happened on top of that? Oh, Frieza became a black person.
I saw that. Became black. I thought that was that really fan made?
No.
That's real?
No. So he actually gives an explanation. He's like, yeah, I've been training for 10 years, but we saw you a year ago. Yeah, it turns out one of the planets I conquered had a place that you could train 10 years in a single day. And Vader's like, oh my God, he found a room of spirit in time.
Hang on, because I gotta see if I can see that. I thought when I saw that, I was like, please, oh please, tell me somebody.
So I've been looking on the Urban Anime Lounge.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hilariously ironic that they have given the biggest racist in all of anime the black card.
Just this is it, and why?
And he does one-shot Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku and Ultra Ego Vegeta.
I call BS on that part. You're gonna sit there and tell me, and I don't mean to go into ultimate fanboy rage right now, but you're gonna sit there and tell me Golden Frieza went to Black Frieza, and he can take 2 god level forms with ease.
So, their thing was, well, how are you stronger? Gas and Granola got to be wished to be the strongest in the universe, and Frieza's like, oh, well, I simply wasn't in your universe at this point.
So literally,
I was in a pocket dimension.
So literally, plot armor. We've become plot armor.
He actually gives a feasible explanation.
One shot.
Which is surprising in Dragon Ball.
Still, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm more of a Vegeta fan than Goku, but you're gonna stay and tell me he one-shotted both of them. And I just can't get I can't get past Black Frieza because every time I hear "you monkeys," it doesn't sit right with me. It's how he stressed monkeys. It doesn't sit right with me. I feel like he should just be knocked on sight for that. I just cannot get away from that. But I thought that I was gonna say, oh, that's fan made. If that was real, see that there's some evil creations out there that just wow.
So they are saying that the Dragon Ball manga will be going on break to set up for the next arc. Pretty similar to One Piece going on a month-long hiatus so that they can start moving on out towards the next arc towards the finale.
Gotcha.
We do not know if Dragon Ball will become the finale. We do find out that this possibly happens. Right. So them going to train is where they are in the movie. So this may happen directly before Superhero.
I'll have to catch up on the manga.
Although there are some bizarre continuity issues with that too, so
Well, I mean, you have Black Frieza. That's already an anomaly in itself. Black Frieza. Just, you know what? Moving on. Moving on.
That's the question I'm going to ask you, but we'll ask that after the show.
We're just gonna wave at that as it passes by. In other news, though, also on the DC side, but moving to the Arrowverse, known as the CW, there's gonna be some changes in Superman and Lois, arguably one of CW's strongest shows. But as you can see here, the actor that is currently showing there, Jordan Elas, who played Jonathan Kent on the show, will not be back for season 3. He has informed the producers for Superman and Lois, and sat there and said that pretty much deuces. This is basically this. Of course, there wasn't a given reason for the departure. However, we can say that in Canada, you do have to be vaccinated to basically work in said country. There was some acknowledgement that Jordan Elas may or may not be vaccinated, as he has stated on his previous social media that he had questions about the vaccine. So it is possible that, we can't say beyond a shadow of a doubt if he was vaccinated or not vaccinated. We do know that Canada does not play about their vaccinations.
Nah.
So Canada is one of those we don't play about vaccinations. So I think that, keep in mind, look, if the guy, when it comes to vaccinations, I'm vaccinated. Obviously, Joe, because of his profession, he's vaccinated. To me, it's opportunities. It's like you have the opportunity to be on one of the strongest shows on the CW. And I mean strongest, considering the fact that almost every CW show, including The Flash, which is going to be entering its final season, says a lot. And I liked him. I liked him as Jonathan Kent. I thought he brought a lot of depth to the show. If this is true that his vaccination status is keeping him from being on season 3, I think it's kind of a mistake. Personally, I think that you're really gonna sit out and miss out on golden opportunities to be a part of some iconic television. Okay, that's your choice. Had it been me, shoot me up. Line me up. I'm just gonna stick the arm out. Go do what you gotta do, Doc. That's just me. But Joe, what do you think about this? I mean, is it a grand loss? Because we know it's gonna be recast. Do you think it's gonna harm the show in any way, or is everything just gonna be fine?
That's really hard to say because they're telling 2 very different stories. So I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it. I mean, if they find a better actor, that's fantastic. Honestly, I kind of wonder why he was blonde haired and both parents have black hair and the brother has black hair.
Yeah,
I always wonder if he just dyed his hair blonde.
Milkman's baby.
I was going to go with the baby of Solar Man.
That too.
Nuclear Man.
That also could work. But no, for me, I don't think it's going to be that big of a loss. I think it's going to take, it's going to be some adjustments. It's not the first time we've seen recasting done before. I mean, some shows have recovered successfully by a recast, and some shows didn't make it. But here's another thing I'm going to bring up before we move on to the Wednesday Addams trailer. I got to ask you this question because you weren't here for this, but I'm pretty sure you read about it because I did talk about on the podcast last week about Warner Brothers and the Flash and the Ezra Miller situation.
Oh, the apology tour started.
Oh, yes, they took option 1. For all those, I stood there and said that on last week that Warner Brothers had 3 options. 1, they could work with Ezra Miller, get him into rehab, then do this whole PR apology tour while promoting the movie. And then he's probably going to come out as a vegan or religious, one of the 2. Option 2, they were going to go ahead and promote the movie without him, just tell him to kick rocks. Or 3, basically the nuclear option, go ahead and shelve it. And it looks like Warner Brothers Discovery has decided that they wanted to go ahead and go with option 1. As Ezra Miller, as you can see right there, As Joe so eloquently put it, has went on his apology tour. He said, quote unquote, having recently gone through a time of intense crisis, I now understand that I am suffering complex mental health issues and have begun ongoing treatment. I want to apologize to everyone that I have alarmed and upset with my past behavior. I am committed to doing the necessary work to get back to a healthy, safe, and productive stage in my life. A healthy, let me repeat that. A healthy, safe, and productive stage in my life.
So there's a BoJack Horseman all about apology tours.
Yeah. I mean, yes, it is. I mean, don't get me wrong. It is definitely an apology tour. It really, truly is. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna sit there and say that Warner Brothers just decided that they've got too much invested in this. They've decided that they decided with this 200+ tag that's on this movie, and they hope that with the Michael Keaton edition to the movie, that either they're gonna break even or they're gonna make a profit. But either way, they're pretty much saying we're hitching our boat to this guy going forward as the Flash, and I think that's a mistake. But what are you gonna say, Joe?
So they do not have as much faith as you actually think. Mm-hmm. It's already been reported that Ben Affleck is back to do more reshoots on the Flash, and they are heavily reshooting the third act.
Oh, so reshoots have occurred. Then that changes my opinion. Then. So I just wonder. We've said it best. We've said about what we said as far as replacements for the Flash. We said what the guy from High School Musical. What's his name?
Zac Efron.
Thank you. We said Zac Efron would be a good pick. We sat there and said that the guy from MacGyver, Lucas Till, would be a good pick. You even go Grant Gustin from the CW Flash and just insert him in. He'd do fine as well.
Yeah, here it is.
But again, that's crazy though, just because I mean, for them to still kind of go along with it, it's kind of like you're saying that. I mean, for them to sit there and still want to move forward and promote him, it's still saying it's like you're still the guy, and it's a little hard to really, understand what Warner Brothers Discovery is doing, considering the fact that. Number one, you shelved Batgirl, which I can understand why you shelved Batgirl. I still want to see Brendan Fraser with Firefly.
So there's also more an update on that. They offered the Batgirl actress a spot in a upcoming DCEU film, and she has turned it down, citing that they did not even properly let her know about the Batgirl movie, much like the director. She found out via social media as no one from WB actually contacted her to notify her of the film cancellation.
So we're possibly going to have a Batgirl. Good Lord, at this point, Warner Bros. Is going to be recasting all over the place.
So to correspond with that, now this is still heavily rumored and there's some discussions, but Ben Affleck is also a feasible way of addressing this man. Ben Affleck and Ezra Miller are reshooting The Flash, and the reason for this is the third act is being heavily reworked because reports that David Zaslav, the new president of HBO, is ordering these reshoots because he is trying to strip out the multiverse from DCEU and wanting a unified timeline and a unified direction as opposed to a grand multiverse that DC can tap into to make one coherent story. Which that has its ups and downs. The DC, if there is one thing that embraces the multiverse, it is DC, because that is what DC is, for the most part, about. But working towards a grand vision of an Infinite Crisis film, also admirable.
Yeah.
Do I trust this guy to do it? God, no.
I still say that they do need a Kevin Feige type. And someone had mentioned Greg Berlanti, and I'm like, he's good for the silver screen, but not for the long run. Because if you don't believe me, I actually got into an argument I got an argument with somebody on social media about this. I said, because they were pushing hard for Berlanti to be the next Kevin Feige type for DC. I'm like, it won't work. If you don't believe me, look at the Arrowverse. The Arrowverse was not built to be long-standing. At best, it was built to run maybe 5 or 6 seasons per show, and that was it. Anything beyond that, it's pretty much running on its own steam. And you see that with the content of every show outside Superman and Lois, because Superman and Lois is barely 2 seasons in. So I'm sorry, Greg Berlanti is not the guy to head up the massive plan Warner Bros. Discovery has for DC. That's just me, which again, I have to keep explaining. Neither was Zack Snyder, but you Snyder fanboys will stick to that. Y'all will die on that hill as much as y'all can. But I'm not surprised. But again, that just surprised me about The Flash. The fact that they are kind of still sticking with him. And I guess everybody loves a good redemption story, I guess. I just don't see it. I still think that his Flash was just a little too cringy for me. And I do mean cringy. Don't believe me? Go back and watch the Justice League Snyder cut, and just that one scene where he's grabbing a foot, and it just gives. Every time I see that, I want to watch Criminal Minds and call it BAU. That's how I feel about it. But what do you think, Joe? I mean, is it a good move? Is it a bad move? Or is it just all smoke and mirrors, hoping that's going to profit turn out?
All the above.
I can see that. Because it's a mess. I thought if Warner Brothers Discovery was smart, I think they would just go ahead and promote the movie without him, wash their hands clean of it, roll the dice. That's just me. Because you've already invested so much money in it. I'm like, you might as well just see if you can get a profit out of it. But speaking of things that I thought I'd never see on Netflix, 2 things actually did occur on Netflix. Really quickly, I did want to talk about Tekken Bloodline. That did release a couple of days ago, 6 episodes on Netflix. The long and short of it,
it's Tekken 3.
It's pretty much Tekken 3. If you've played Tekken 3, you've literally watched Bloodline. Don't get me wrong. When you really look at it, animation wise, it is beautiful. I mean, it really is. But for all intents and purposes, guys, if you have played Tekken 3, you have literally watched Bloodline. And
granted, the exception of the first episode.
Well, I mean, it's at 6 episodes, 30 minutes apiece. You're gonna blow right through it. And don't get me wrong, fight scenes are great. The whole story of Jin, trying to fight both sides with his mom and his dad, having Kazama and Mushimitsu blood in him, and the whole idea of Heihachi, again, going with the King of the Iron Fist tournament. It's still, I mean, don't get me wrong, for a lot of it, it is still great animation. If you don't know, the guys who did the God of High School, it's the very same artist and company behind that. Yeah. They're basically
Baki the Grappler for some reason.
No. Although it did have that kind of style to it. But no. But even so, for 6 episodes, I'll be honest, it is still kind of worth watching. I'm still surprised that being its Tekken 3, that Leroy Smith was somehow in it.
I think T-Pain just wanted to be in there.
Because I'm not gonna lie, because every time I see Leroy Smith, I think T-Pain, just because he cosplayed it so much.
No, I legit think he just asked them to. Was like, can you just put me in there?
I think he can get away with it, but no. But I watched all 6 episodes. It is still worth watching if you're just wanting to kill some time, or if you're just wanting to revisit some Tekken memories. Considering the fact that there is a rumor that Tekken 8 may be in development for fighting game. Again, a rumor not confirmed.
The one thing I've learned about watching the first 2 episodes is this does have professional Tekken fights. No one blocks low.
You ain't wrong. Nobody blocks. You are not wrong at all.
I'm sitting there watching the June versus Ogre fight in the first episode. Mm-hmm. Every time she gets a hit in, it's a low hit.
I'm still laughing by the fact that they put so much emphasis on. I was like, every time Jin was going into his shoot the lights out, I'm like, why are y'all putting so much emphasis and making this like a Shoryuken? I'm like, they put so much emphasis on it that it's not even funny. But again, I know, Joe, you said you watched 2 episodes of it. I know I stuck with it. Again, it is worth watching if you want to. It's nothing to write home about, but as Joe so eloquently put it, if you played Tekken 3, you've pretty much watched it. I'll have to make that into a clip. That's gonna be a clip when this goes up on YouTube. But before we move on to the next Netflix thing, again, wow, I got train of thought. Oh, Addams Family. That's the next one slip.
Yeah,
Joe,
I've not seen the trailer for this, so this will be interesting.
Okay, so
I have seen the stills, and everyone's going really nuts over the Gomez, and I'm like,
yep. And I'm gonna
the
talk about that.
biggest thing I have to say about this Gomez, like, I don't know if there's controversy or not, but we were spoiled as children with Ross Julius, so that is not our fault. But the actor they got to play Gomez looks very much like the original drawing, so good casting on them. It's not our fault. We had Ross Julius Gomez.
We had a man that
we had
a man that sat there and he put in front of us and made us look in awe of him and wonder if that was the greatest day of our lives. But for him, it was Tuesday. Damn.
Yes.
Damn. With that being said, guys, here's the trailer for Wednesday Addams on Netflix.
Of course.
Miss Addams, you've certainly had a very interesting educational journey. 8 schools in 5 years.
Hey, freak. This is a closed practice.
The only person who gets to torture my brother is me. I did the world a favor. People like Dalton shouldn't be allowed to procreate. Getting expelled was just a bonus.
You or you love Nevermore. It's a magical place where I met your mother. The son I love.
Finally, you will be among peers who understand you. Maybe you'll even make some friends.
Want to take a stab at being social? I do like stabbing. Little did I know I'd be stepping into a nightmare. Full of mystery, mayhem, and murder. I think I'm going to love it here.
And that was the trailer for Wednesday. And again, I am looking so forward to it. Joe, what's your thoughts on after seeing the trailer?
Oh, I'm down.
And yes, as Joe had pointed out, y'all, there was a little bit of controversy over the casting. I think the actor's name, who is playing Gomez. I think he's an exceptional actor. Oh, go ahead. You mind? I think he's an exceptional actor, but it's funny where someone brought it up and says it's amazing that they're getting.
It's Luis Guzman.
Thank you, Luis Guzman. I forgot where it was. Either there was a Facebook or TikTok where they were sitting there. One person had pointed out and said, it is amazing that everybody is getting up in arms about a Latino actor playing a man named Gomez. I'll leave this right here.
I mean, we do have James Franco getting ready to be cast as Fidel Castro.
Yeah. So
and then rightfully so. John Leguizamo's like, what the hell?
As like it is amazing to me, but no, I did like the fact that, of course, Tim Burton is at the helm of this. It is going to be it may be a darker Addams Family, but as long as it keeps up what makes Addams Family great, I think Tim Burton is the man to do it. I think that the casting looks superb, and it will be coming out this fall, so more than likely October. Just because they want to keep it with the Halloween theme, it'll probably be released sometime around in October. that also being said, guys, some quick news, some other quick news before we move on to our comic book pulls. Before I talk about the Sega Mini Drive, which again, as I'm very excited about, I did want to point this out. If you're a Magic the Gathering fan, I know I am, although it's been a very, very long time since I've played. I am happy about this news that Joe found out that the Doctor Who's are coming to Magic the Gathering. All of them. And I mean all of them. But what are you going to say, Joe?
Peter Capaldi better be red. David Tennant better be blue. And Tom Baker better be green.
I can agree with that. But for all those that are wondering, of course, this is the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who. So...
if we do companions as lands, then technically Jodie Foster should be green.
Okay, I can live with that. Now, of course, this does include all the Doctors, including the one that's actually seen here, the Lost Doctor. They'll also be a part of Doctor Who. Of course, you have your why does your name escape me right now? Thank you. Matt Smith also showing there as well. We'll be releasing, as they said, let's see. Of course, Lord of the Rings will also be a part of this, but that doesn't release until the third quarter of 2023. I think that they said that this will be, So, I think I'm not new next year. So, it looks like all these cards that are coming out for Magic the Gathering will not be out till the third quarter of 2023. So, again, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said before, for me, it has been an extremely long time since I played Magic the Gathering. I just recently found out that my sister is into Magic the Gathering. My youngest sister's into it. But man, I would collect it just for that alone. But any thoughts on that, Joe?
I mean, this still won't get me to play Magic, but it's very pretty.
I'm just looking forward to see I could have it. But also another game news, I did want to go over this very quickly as well, because like me and Joe, we are both video game players. I like to collect, just because you never know. Because if we see what HBO Max does with subscriptions, I now will go back to buying DVDs of full seasons just because I want to make sure I have them. And I don't want to have to pay for a streaming service that can decide at any time or any moment they can remove stuff just because they can. That being said, the Sega Mini Drive is coming out this October. The funny part is for the Sega Mini Drive 2, it's coming out in the same time in Japan as it is in here, which will be October 27th. Now, the cool part about this is, like me, if you're waiting to see what games are coming out with that, just very quickly as well, just as you can see the list that they're going to do here. Super Hang On, one of my favorite motorcycle games. I cannot wait to get to play that because that's the only reason they got me into Road Rage. Tricks On, which again is a side scroller. Again, great because again, Sega had a lot of bunch of those. Phantasy Star 2, I cannot wait to play that because it's one of the Phantasy Star games I did not get to play. This one I've never really heard of, but it looks like again another side scroller. Afterburner 2, definitely looking forward to that. One of my favorite games that let's see how Emily can get to. Rainbow Islands, never really heard of that, but it definitely looks like a platform game as well. Revenge of Shinobi, again, I think one of Sega's greatest games. I still think Shinobi 3 was the greatest Shinobi ever. Hellfire, love that game. Of course, I lost many coins to it in a laundromat. Granada, love that one as well. Like I said, Sega had a whole bunch of side-scrolling games. I was trying to look this up earlier. Populous, never really heard of that game, but it kind of looks like Civilization, so I wouldn't be surprised about that. Shadow Dancer, again, a Shinobi game that I don't think was ever released in the States, but I have to double check on that. Gain Ground, which is another one I've never heard of, but it kind of just reminds you of Asteroids, except with Vikings. Midnight Resistance, think Contra for Sega, because that's what I get from this. Shining in the Darkness, again, one of the first RPGs for Sega. Loved it. Can't wait to play that again. Outrun, another racing game. If you've never played an arcade or laundromat, it's definitely going to be out on that. Bonanza Brothers, never really heard of that game. So that looks interesting as all get out. Rolling Thunder 2, which again was it was a knockout Contra. We'll call it what it is. Golden Axe 2, of course, always fun to play with 4 people as long as you hold on to your match to the very end. Desert Strike, again, was also a great Sega game. I still think it was kind of underrated considering the fact they never gave it a sequel. Warsong, never really heard of that. but that looks interesting. But while this is going up, any games looking forward to, Joe, besides Atomic Runner?
I'm still waiting to see if they're going to add any of the Mech Warrior games.
Oh, no. Splatterhouse, which again, no, Mech Warrior will not be a part of this list. Night Trap, which again is a Sega CD game, which was a very interesting Sega CD game. So is Sewer Shark, which again, I didn't actually like Sewer Shark, but I always felt like it was before its time. Lightning Force, again, another side scroller, very fun to play, difficult as all get out. The Ninja Warriors, which, yeah, we don't talk about that game. Elemental Master is another one. It's just them trying to branch out, but I didn't think it did very well. Night Striker was another Sega CD game, but it was more of an import. It never did actually come to the States. Final Fight, again, for CD. This was with Sega CD when they were trying to actually expand into that market. Echo the Dolphin, still one of my favorite Sega games, although I never
played
really did
so much of the PX when I was little.
Robo Aleste. I've never heard this one either, but it was a Sega CD game. I wonder if that's another
A lot of
import.
shmups.
Oh, I love Ranger X. Ranger X was actually one of my favorite games on Sega. Slippy, that was another Sega CD game, which was trying to boost graphics very well. Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, that was CD version. So that was the first time they tried to push 3D gaming. It didn't do well. That one I'm waiting for. Toe Jam and Earl Panic on Funkatron, because that was always fun to play. Mansion of Hidden Souls, also a Sega CD game. I don't
Wait a
remember that
minute,
at all.
that's just Resident Evil.
Virtual Racing. Love that when it was in the arcade. Fatal Fury 2.
There
They
you go.
need to remake another Fatal. They need actually to remake Fatal Fury. Super Street Fighter 2 New Challengers, which that was on Sega. Oh, Streets of
Did you
Rage
guys see
3.
the Evo News?
Say what?
We're talking about Evo News after this.
Yeah. Outrunners, again, also a fun one, but that was kind of the more watered down version, the arcade version. Shining Force 2, which is one I was waiting on. Like, again, one of Sega's great RPG games. I can't wait for that to come back. Echo the Tides of Time. I never played that. Even though it was on Sega CD, that was one game I never played. Viewpoint. Okay. That's interesting.
3D shmup.
Clay Fighter.
It's not the good one.
Oh, Clay Fighter. Restar. Oh, that was interesting. Before there was Rayman, there was Restar. Shining Force when they went to Sega CD just because they're trying to pump up graphics. Crusader of Century. Never heard of this one.
It's Link.
The Ooze. That one didn't do well. I remember this game. It didn't really do well. Alien Soldier, when that was on the Mega Drive. So I know that never came to the States. Earthworm Jim 2. Very fun game to play. Will drive you nuts, but very fun to play. Sonic C3D Blast. That was probably the one Sonic game I didn't
Bad
like.
game is bad.
Vector Man 2. That was actually pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's all the games. That's all the games are showing. Of course, it's going to have special content, which is just additional games like Fantasy Zone. I'm trying to remember all of them. Star Mobile, which again, that was one of those. It was a weird game. Star Mobile was a very weird game. Splatter, that was an import that never made it. And Super Locomotive, if you were into trains. I can't lie. Some people might be into trains. That's definitely an import because that never got here. Debian Pi. And Puyo Puyo Sun, which again, that was another import, but we kind of had some knockoff bubble games before. Space Harrier 3. Oh, wow. So they knocked. That's a crap. I can't think of it. I want to say it was Atomic, but I'm pretty sure I'm wrong. But that's actually the list for the Sega Mini Drive 2 that's coming out. That will be here October 27th. Again, Mech Warrior, I was going to answer your question on that, Joe. It didn't make the list this time, but I'm looking forward to it when that comes out on October 27th, especially for a lot of the games. But what Evo News do you have, sir? Because there was a lot that happened. There was a lot that happened.
Let me pull it up. Evo News. So we can get things straight.
Yeah, because a
Go
lot.
ShareYouCan.com. See if that'll thing.
Yeah, because didn't a lot went down with the Evo tournament this
Oh,
year?
a lot went down. I watched it. IDOM got robbed.
Dang. Wait, who got robbed?
IDOM.
Oh.
He knocked out two of the biggest people in the tournament. Went 6 straight games from the loser bracket and lost final round, final match.
Dang. That's heartbreaking.
Where are we?
Which reminds me, have you? I know for here we have our. That I gotta remember to sign up for that for the tournament that we're gonna have here, Kumite.
I have not gotten to do it yet. Can you search for the Kimberly Jury trailer?
Kimberly, say it one more time.
Kimberly Jury.
Give me a second. Oh, that didn't go the way I wanted to. It might take a second. So why did I bring up Kimberly Potter? That's uber bad. That is uber bad. Why is it not bringing it up? Although that'd be the one thing I would love to do is to actually do Evo, to actually go to Evo, even though it was in Vegas, but still. That still sucks to get to the grand line and then get beat. That's something that's be hard to live down. But let me see. Because I'm not frightened. But no. Why are you looking that up though? But yeah, with that
news. There we go. That's some of it. First off, Dragon Ball Z will be getting rollback netcode finally, but only on next generation consoles.
That's becoming a thing. Cool.
Yes. Bridget was announced and then released for Guilty Gear.
Oh yeah, I saw that news. I'm looking forward to that.
They will be fixing matchmaking with King of the Fighters, as well as introducing the final team for season 1 is Samurai Showdown team with Horomaru Nakaruru, who could be lost into a void because at this point Nakaruru has officially become SNK's Morgan.
Yep.
They could have just tossed her to the void and gave us Gendro, but no. And also new from the new version of Samurai Showdown, Dolly.
Nice.
The season 2 has been announced. Our first 2 characters are Kim Kafwan and Shingo Yabuki. Samurai Showdown will also be getting rollback netcode added next year.
I'm starting to think that's going to become the main wave because everything is going to have rollback netcode, which again, I am all for. But, that's going to...
Oh, also Mark of the Wolves 2. Garo Mark of the Wolves 2 got announced.
Nice. For all those... Okay, but because I have to explain this. If you don't know what Mark of the Wolves are, it's literally on PlayStation Plus right now. You can go download it. You can play it. It is a fighting game. Yeah, it's a very underrated fighting game, but trust me, if you ever get a chance on PlayStation Plus, definitely play it. But what are you going to say, Joe?
Oh, that was just it. It's get that before it shows up. Boop. They're also working with matchmaking with KOF because KOF has some bad matchmaking. There's a trailer in the private chat.
Got
it. What else happened at Evo? I mean, those were just the biggest things. I think the biggest other big video going around is someone cosplayed as May from Guilty Gear and ran around beating people with an inflatable dolphin in Totsugeki Rampage. I can also find that because it's just adorable.
Walking around with that. Okay, I got the trailer loaded up. You going to play it?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so yeah, this was a Street Fighter. Yeah. Oh, okay. So I know what this is. I'm just gonna have it on mute, but
no, you can play it on thing.
Oh, all right.
You call, I answer. Pushinryu on the scene. Man, come on, I'm ready to Ninja Star! Time to play. You gonna keep me waiting, babe? Still alive? Time to die! Such a lovely face. Stop, kid. You're killing me here. And only one of us is allowed to do the killing.
I dig it. I dig it. Although I hate it.
Foot fetish people make me sick.
I can't stand Jury. I hate Jury. When I was fighting anybody that fought against her in Street Fighter, I hated her because of her low to mid high combos. I do dig Kimberly. Kimberly was like, okay, I can live with that type of ninja. I can live with that.
And we don't give you a grumpy silent Asian guy anymore. Now we give you 1980s enthusiast ninja girl.
Yeah, but still, I love the whole the special with the spray paint. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that actually kind of unfortunately that kind of fell a little flat for me because we got the KOF 90 or KOF 15 girl Elza. It was the exact same thing with the spray paint.
Yeah.
So
right.
it's not that Kimberly's bad. It's just that two very, very similar scenarios coming out too close together.
I can see that.
I do really dig her though because I dig that she's Guy's student.
Yeah.
She's the next generation for Final Fight. Jury, as I said, you foot fetish people make me sick. And this trailer knew what it was doing too. But
you know my feeling on serial killers and foot people. But go ahead.
As someone who used Jury in Street Fighter 4, I hope they make her a little bit more like that than Street Fighter 5. I didn't like her play style in Street Fighter 5. That's why I picked up Laura. But, I'll always give her a shot. She's better. I do like that they are definitely embracing that she is, I guess the word is Korean goth. I don't know.
Korean goth. I was gonna just say, Hot Topic-esque, but let's go with that. I'm good with that. I'm good with Korean goth. That's funny.
I'm Googling this. Yes, she is Korean goth. Pastel goth in Korea is exactly what she is.
Oh man. The things we confirmed. Oh, I just can't wait to play Street Fighter 6 though. I really cannot. I am itching to at least get some open beta or something of that nature.
I'm wondering who they will reveal in Gamescom.
Dulcimer Blanco.
Probably Zangief with pants.
Let's not do crazy talk. Zangief and pants? Nah. Not Ultimate Muscle. Ultimate Muscle cannot be contained by pants. If that's the case, you might as well put him in skinny jeans.
I mean, it looks like these new trailers, they may be doing one new character, one old character. So hopefully one of those two grapple women and then Zangief in pants. Pantskeef.
Let's not wish that. Let's not wish that.
I mean, we can make real people really mad. Cammy in pants.
You'll be speaking to a very specific set of people. A specific set of people, and you know what I mean by that. But with that being said, Joe, any other news we have before we move on to comics?
Sorry, guys. No, the only thing that really got heavily rumored is that the Squadron Supreme could likely appear in Avengers Kang Dynasty. I have no idea if this is true. This is just something that got tossed out there.
Mhm.
They say possibly they may allude to them in Loki 2 because of the way Kang Dynasty is working and the way Secret Wars is coming up. Something from the multiverse has to come to instigate the Secret Wars. They say that if they do Squadron Supreme, they hope that they will be similar to that of The Boys or obvious parodies of the Snyderverse.
I was gonna say if they do The Boys, that's gonna be
I mean,
Boys.
Hyperion
I'm sorry,
and whatchamacallit
Boys.
are almost the same thing.
Boys-esque, because Marvel and Disney. I'm sorry, Marvel/Disney and Amazon Prime have a wide difference. That's what I'm like.
Yeah, but in terms of attitude, what's his name from The Boys and Hyperion are almost.
Oh,
the
they're
same
similar.
person.
They're almost dead set on. You're right. You're
Yeah.
exactly right. Between Hyperion and Homelander, they are pretty much one and the same. You're
I
exactly
don't know
right.
why I want to call him Flagstaffer, but you know.
You're not wrong. You ain't wrong if you think about it. But okay. But no. I mean, it would be. Don't get me wrong. For the Kang Dynasty, that you're like you said, it does need a catalyst. Superior Squad doesn't sound half bad. I'm just curious to see what I think. The closer we get to Loki, the more information we're going to get.
Yeah, I mean, Loki's going to be the big charge into the Kang arc, I guess we can go, because we have the Thanos arc, Infinity arc, or Infinity Saga. I guess Infinity Saga.
Yeah, so I can see that. The fact that the multiverse saga is about to start up. Why not start off with one of the most infamous villains next to Thanos? Why not? But no, that's cool. I can live with that. What else you got?
No, that was really it. It was a kind of slow news week. We already talked about that. I did see. Where is it? I guess they're not doing it. Crap.
Okay.
News. Last Ronin's getting a collection. Superman death. We already talked about Black Frieza.
That still bothers me. Black Frieza.
Judgment Day. No, that's really it. I mean, the only big thing coming out right now that they're two things.
Okay.
DC announces yet another iteration of Wildstorm and yet another iteration of Wildcats, because Jim Lee still works there and keeps thinking that we want what the audience wants Wildstorm and the audience wants Wildcats. You guys keep giving us Grifter. We don't care. Grifter's time in the sun is past. You guys tried playing off Zealot. That didn't work.
So in his mind, it's 1996 all over again?
I mean, that would at least give me Jack Knight Starman, but yeah, pretty much. We are getting 90s variant covers for DC in November. I will be getting one just simply because Jack's on it.
Nice. Okay.
It shows Superman with the mullet, Batman in the blue costume fighting Bane. All the Batman Incorporated are getting like.
Want to feel younger, stronger, leaner? You don't have to slow down after 40. Nugenix Total.
There we go. Batman versus Robin is happening. A really good Batman Superman World's Finest is being written by Chip Zdarsky, and they're mocking everybody having the Spawn supersized capes to the point where Batman and Superman are almost completely engulfed by their own capes.
Not the Spawn pose. Not the Spawn.
No, it's not the Spawn pose. It's the fact that their capes are so ungodly huge.
Okay. It just covers them.
Black Adam's gonna get a mock thing where he has pouches, blasters, missile shoulder pauldrons.
You can't be too equipped, I guess.
I mean, it's Black Adam, so that's a little weird.
It is. So I'm like,
Catwoman will be in her 90s costume, which is the purple with the black thigh boots. I'm down.
oh boy, that's interesting. Okay, I can live with that.
I mean, I will look forward to this because they did announce officially the JSA will be coming back in November. This will be spinning out of both Dark Crisis of Infinite Earths and Flashpoint Reborn, which is super weird. Oh, and Wonder Woman has her jean jacket and jean pants back.
It's 1996 all over again.
94.
Oh, that's true. It is 90. That was 94. But
Tom Taylor also announces he will be introducing a new character in the Nightwing comic, because the arc after this is Fall of the Nightmite. So Dick Grayson will be getting his own fifth dimensional imp very soon.
we know that's coming. We know it's coming. We know it's coming. It's one of those.
I take Nightmite over Red Mite any day. Red Mite is probably just like one big gun.
Oh man, we know it's coming. But go ahead. But while you're loading up your comics, we do want to say this. We do want to say this while you're loading this up. If you have a little comic store, please support them. For us, it's Rick's Comic Book Store here in Nashville, especially if you're in the Middle Tennessee area. Rick's Comic Book City has been voted Nashville's #1 comic book destination. If you are in Middle Tennessee, definitely check them out at the 3 locations: Fort Campbell, Clarksville, and Donaldson. Definitely check them out. Support your local comic book stores, and also I think they have an online store as well. We'll have to double check on that, just in case you do want to support them. Also, if you're unable to get to us, if you're unable to get to a comic book store, definitely check out your local library, as your local library does keep up with the latest editions of manga, comic books, and multimedia. You can still take a library card and check those things out and read to your heart's content. So definitely support your local comic book store as well as your local library. But what you got on deck for us, Joe?
First off, we get the newest comic in the Massiverse, which is the part of IDW of Image that houses Inferno Girl Red, Radiant Black, and Rogue Sun. We have the Dead Lucky. We got a brief teaser of her in the Supermassive crossover issue with her rounding it out at the very end.
Yep.
She is I don't know how to put it, because she can see ghosts, I think, but also we're dealing with, like, it's really weird. She's a little hard to describe. She is a veteran of a previous war who has come back and is still suffering with forms of PTSD. I think one of the best ways they're showing that her talking to herself is her narrating to the actual reader.
Yeah.
He also already has superpowers, but this is going to be one of those books. I did enjoy this despite my stumbling and kind of unsure how to explain it, because this first issue was a little weird. They jump you right into the event as opposed to giving you an origin story on how she got her powers and whatnot. I'm sure that will be coming down the road, but it is a good start. This is written by Melissa Flores, with art by French. Let me zoom in. Carl Magno. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. And colors by Tia Icano. Melissa Flores, who is currently writing this, will also soon be known as the upcoming writer of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Okay.
Right after they deal with this little Death Ranger problem they got going on over in that book.
I still want to hear Shadow's response to that, but we'll have to catch him.
He hasn't gotten to do the new issue.
Oh.
The new issue, so many things go so much worse.
Gotcha. Although the Dead Lucky, it was an interesting first issue. Like you said, it doesn't give the traditional origin, how he got here, how I got these powers, and personal demons, all that stuff. The usual origin story we usually expect from comic books. And I like it because it is different. It's because it's like it's literally starting in the middle. It's almost like it's almost like how Disney did Moon Knight in its first episode. You didn't really start with the origins. You really just got into the middle of it and just dissected it as you went along. Now, the whole mech use, that's why I was like, oh, so she must be, and this is just a wild guess, that, not to go too much into it, but she might have some controlling her abilities. But again, it does make up for a lot of great reading. I still agree with Joe that it does feel like a fourth wall situation, like she's talking to the reader as if she's talking to herself. But I mean, overall, I did like it. It was a good first issue.
She does directly talk to the reader when someone asks her, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Oh, just talking to myself. Don't worry about it." Kind of like in She-Hulk, where like she talks to us and like Bruce looks back and she just like looks to the side.
That was still funny. He's still mad.
Uh-oh. These out of order. No, they are not. Okay, next up, Nightwing 95. This continues to be a fantastic book. Writer is Tom Taylor, art by Bruno Redondo. We were slowly getting out of the Blockbuster arc. Blockbuster has figured out who the mole is and his thing. Turns out it's Nightwing's half-sister. And fights ensue. And then we get to see the opening of Spider-Verse.
I knew he was going to say that.
I mean, it's one for one, that scene.
Yeah, you're right. I kind of figured you're going to point that out when you saw it.
I really enjoy this book. It continues to be fantastic. Makes me almost forget the nearly 2 years he was running around as Rick Grayson. Almost.
No, I agree. It was definitely a good issue. I did like the fact of that one Spider-Verse moment. You'll have to see it for yourself. I don't want to go too much into it. And the fact that, during this whole Blockbuster arc, they did make him a little bit more sophisticated. I can live with that. But yeah, it was definitely a great issue. There's really a lot that I don't want to spoil there, but if you do get the chance to read Nightwing issue 95, you really should.
Yep. Moving on over, we got Flash 785. This is a Dark Crisis tie-in. This issue makes me miss the reason why I missed Wally West so much. It's not that I hate Barry Allen. It's I hate Barry Allen took away the Flash family.
Yeah, I can see that.
So this is written by Jeremy Adams and art by Amanki Nahupan. I hope to God I'm
right.
Art by Jerome Cox. Long and short, Linda pretty much bullies her way into making Mr. Terrific open up a portal so she can go find her kid and her husband. In one dimension, Jesse Quick and Max Mercury are dealing with the universe that contains Mad Max, Barry Allen. Giant Irie are in the universe where they're dealing with Bat Flash, and Barry and Ace, which I am now just calling him Ace like in the comic book. Wally and Ace are dealing with trying to snap Barry out of whatever trance he's in Earth Zero, so that he can go and start finding the Justice League in their respective universes.
Which was kind of a letdown because I was like, I kind of figured they were gonna. Okay, let me shut up because this does kind of spoil Dark Crisis. I did not. I disagree that direction of where they're going with that because it's rehashing a previous story.
There's a lot of problems with Dark Crisis right now, and we've brought this up. The lack of this is probably the only book that actually states, "Oh, hey, Dark Crisis is happening." Yeah,
it's the only one that recognizes it. But that particular part that I'm trying to not say, that was kind of a letdown. But no, I mean, aside from that, it was still a great issue. I mean, the fact that Linda's superpower is that she can basically intimidate she intimidates.
It's not with superpowers. Lena could do that regardless.
Yeah, that's her ability. That she literally intimidates everybody into doing what she wants.
I mean, remember the last time Wally went missing? Poor Mr. Terrific got the phone, just handed off the phone to, or Barry just handed the phone off to her.
He's like, "It's your wife." I'll
his
take
wife.
it later. It's like, I'll take it later.
And that, remember, Wally, it's like, you are a cruel and unusual individual, Barry Allen. You do this to this poor man. Also, I do like the fact that like Linda just went up and butt slapped her husband mid stride and told him to hurry on up.
That was funny.
They're such a wonderful couple. I missed them being a couple. I really did.
Although the Night Flash had a Martha moment, which again, that's like really just the Martha moment at the end of it. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna say any more about that. That part right there was just like, oh, okay. Yep. I'm gonna leave it at that.
I do highly recommend this. It is a tie-in to Dark Crisis, but this still stands up on its own. I really enjoyed this. Honorable mention, Ultraman is back in Marvel Comics. This is written by Kyle Higgins and Matt Grom. Art by David Tinto, and colors are Espen Gerdonti. Also, the two other parts are written by Kyle Higgins and Matt Groom. Art by David Lopez and colors by KG Diaz. Kaiju Steps, again, Kyle Higgins and Matt Groom. Art is Guriharu and colors by Guriharu. This is just the third arc of the Ultraman series that is actually happening in Marvel. This looks at Ultra 7, picks up directly from Trials of Ultraman. I'm only bringing it up because this series actually promises to bring Ultraman into the Marvel Universe proper with this arc. And there's some issues going on in this book that make it
a little bit
unique because certain characters are alive, certain characters are dead that shouldn't be for the Ultra series.
Yeah.
We also get to take a look at the Super Science Squad in the 1970s, and we see an overarching villain appear for all of them.
It wasn't, I mean, the fact of, not to go too much into detail, I did like the first story, how they tried to explain the whole point of why certain people may be depowered. So I did like that. I did like that story.
We also get brief cameos from other Ultras, too. It's nice to see Father of Ultra. Or as some of us like to call him, Ken. But they do have actual names. Father of Ultra and Mother of Ultra do have actual names of Ken and Mary.
Yeah. I just can't go into too much detail. It really is worth reading. I mean, even for it to be an honorable mention, it's still really worth reading. So that's why I don't really want to go too much into it.
I will preface this, guys. We did have a lot of X-Men, including Judgment, including the newest issue of Axe, but I want to try and pull away from X-Men for a little bit. Just because we did it, almost every episode is going to contain an X-Men thing. Also, before we hop over to the next comic, a lot of Moon Knight this week.
Man.
I actually take that into effect that these are just side things of what Moon Knight's doing while the series isn't happening. We got to see in the current issue Strange, Clea goes to Moon Knight. And I love this, like, by the way, I had to kill your brother. Oh, Randall was killed again? I owe you 2 favors now.
Damn.
And then Miss Marvel teams up with Moon Knight. And apparently Hunter Moon can summon the spirit and do a stand attack with Khonshu.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, there's a whole like Marvel team-up series going on right now with Ms. Marvel, where the first one is she teams up with Wolverine. This issue, she teams up with Moon Knight, and it's written in the Jed McKay style.
Okay.
So again, this is just another adventure of Moon Knight. That's just another issue that we're just not seeing. Next issue, we get to see Kamala team up with Venom.
I'm gonna have to go read that just because of that team up. I have to read that.
I do like the Clea thing where like she's like The House, I had trouble getting it. It's like, yes, the House has a complicated relationship with Steven.
Complicated. Let's go with that.
So, so I just want to point out lots of Moon Knight stuff this week, just inadvertently, but all good. It just keeps going with that book. We are looking at Daredevil #2. We are also looking at Landmark issue and legacy numbering. This is issue 650 for Daredevil. We continue off on the new arc that Chip Zdarsky has set us upon, where quite literally a man of God says he's watching over Daredevil and making things happen to make Daredevil a better person. Apparently Daredevil gets to meet his Professor Zoom.
Yep. I was gonna say possessed. I was like, a possessed man. It's like, I do these things to help you be a better hero.
So
we heard that one before.
This is written by Chip Zdarsky, written by Mark Cicchetto, or art by Mark Cicchetto, and colors by Matthew Wilson.
Okay.
Currently, the world still thinks Daredevil Matt Murdock is dead, leaving Matt to become Daredevil fully. Mm-hmm. Elektra has gone off to go do other things to attempt to rule the Fist, meaning eventually she's going to run in. Oh, no, wait. That's the Hand, not the Fist.
Right.
So, the Hand has their own problems going on right now in the Punisher book. Still a good book, but Punisher and Ares are having just a big old fun time over in his book, where she is raising her own ninja army to fight the Hand.
Yeah.
We know Frank and Matt are coming to blows at some point.
Oh, yeah.
And then someone in Matt's past, Goldie, who was also a college law school associate with Matt and Elektra, somehow obtained superpowers, stating that he may be doing, in fact, the will of God.
Yeah.
This was a great book. I also like the little extra stuff we got at the end, like all the covers, the super cartoony stuff with Daredevil and Daredevil, Elektra, and
Bullseye.
No, remember, his name is Daredevil.
Just, why are you copying me? Excuse me? It's like, you're copying me. You have a buddy that looks like Elektra. It's like, it was like the most confused time. It says, let's go. These people are just trying to copy us. Wait, what?
No, we're talking about the little comic. This was fantastic. At this point, it's just one of those things of, are you reading a Chip Zdarsky book? Okay, you're reading a good book.
That's very much true. But
yeah, he's bringing God into Daredevil. Effectively, we're getting the Batman of Zur-En-Ra and Batman. He's just having a fun time in two different stables.
You ever want to see a Batman that's literally unhinged? Meet Zur-En-Ra.
You ever want to meet a Daredevil that's unhinged? Keep reading Chip Zdarsky.
Oh man,
I told Will that this run probably matches the Miller run.
Yeah,
I'm not far off anymore. Like,
no, you're pretty much spot on. You're pretty much spot on. I know it is a good issue. I'm not complaining about it. Like you said, it's gonna come to a head where Punisher and Daredevil are gonna meet head on, and then it's just pretty much the Fist versus the Hand, which is not a sentence I'd ever thought I'd say on this podcast. But go ahead.
But with Goldie, all I can think about is the one quote from Blues Brothers: "I'm on a mission from God."
I kept waiting for him to say that. The way he was talking, I kept waiting for it. It's like, why are you here? The voices in my head told me to come here, Matt. I've always known that you were Daredevil, Matt. The voices in my head told me this. I was supposed to come here. I was supposed to do this. I kept waiting for the line. The line never came. I'm like, this would be perfect as a line. It's like I'm on a mission from God. It just right there.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
Really,
no.
really enjoyed it. The Elektra stuff is equally good. I do enjoy the fact that Elektra is much like in the Batman book, and these two books are kind of running parallel to each other just because of the same writer.
Mhm.
Not really in story, but in the way he's writing it, where he's also doing the backup story.
Yeah.
Because he's writing the Elektra stuff. The Elektra stuff is her just raising the army. The first issue we saw, she somehow got rolled into this. So Matt's dealing with one thing, she's dealing with another.
I still laugh about the fact that Stick still wanted to prove it's like you and Matt got soft, and then Stick, you kind of got your ass kicked. That's all I'm saying.
Moving on over for our final comic of the night, New Mutants number 28. This is the finale for the Trials of Magic, or Labors of Magic, book 4. This is written by Vita Alea with art by Rod Reese, main art by Rod Reese. Flashbacks done by Jan Duursema. Colorist for Flashback is Ruth Redmond. And main story in colors is Rod Reese. Don't know really where to begin with this. This is the finale to Illyana giving up all her rights to Limbo to Madeline Pryor, which everybody's still questioning, like, so you promise not to go nuts this time? She's like, for the last time, it wasn't my fault. I was insane. And you guys left me in a bad place to begin with. Have you met Scott Summers? Meanwhile, Illyana is still trying, and I love the opening of the thing where she's trying to summon her soul sword and gets a soul slingshot, a soul chakram, a soul Vespa, a soul baseball bat, a soul cat of nine tails.
Still funny.
So the long and short of this is Illyana has to fight one more person to fully regain control of Limbo, then passes it on, and then the demons, what demons are left, try to immediately uprise against Madeline Pryor, who just like, nah, I roll here.
Pretty much.
Now, of course, she promises she will not give anybody on Krakoa any problems whatsoever. She did not promise anybody else in the world, because we are getting the Dark Web event very soon after this Norman Osborn arc in Spider-Man. I'm really getting ready to drop Spider-Man. If it wasn't for that, the next arc is dealing with Ben Reilly and Madeline Pryor, I would have dropped Spider-Man a while ago.
We're back to Chasm.
Rod Reese continues to do the combination of Rod Reese and Vita Alea. They are perfect for this book. I'm going to really miss them when they have to start up the new arc. I believe we are getting a new artist and new writer. I don't know why they're doing that. These guys are killer. We do get to see Illyana try to strike up a new relationship with her brother Colossus. And Colossus is also saying, like, I'm having memory issues and I may need your help.
Right.
Because in X-Force, Colossus is being controlled by the eldest brother who got resurrected, Mikhail. But he doesn't know it. Mikhail's been using him as a puppet to basically become a member of the Quiet Council without any of the Quiet Council knowing.
Pretty much a plan. Yeah.
But now Colossus is starting to become aware of, like, so some things are happening that I don't remember, and I need to find out why.
But you definitely don't want to see Colossus on full tilt.
We also get a Sailor Moon transformation sequence in this book with Illyana. And I am all there for it. That's just what it was.
I'm trying not to laugh out loud. Because I just not
This is not me breaking him, guys. This is me just literally pointing out it was Sailor Moon. You got the heavily celestial body, then you got all the armor pieces. It's like slowly coming onto her via ribbons. Man,
it was just enough not to get the lawyers involved. It was just enough. not to get the lawyers involved. Now I can get that out of my head. I'm like, God dang, he's right. It was exactly that.
Really enjoyed this. I am a huge Magic fan.
Mhm.
So this was right up my alley. I just like Madeline Pryor's soul weapon that she made herself. Naturally, it's a scythe. I'm okay with that. Puts it to use right away. But no, that's everything we got to read right now. I don't know actually what we got coming in. Oh, right. More Power Rangers next week because we're finishing up. We're getting close to the end of the Death Ranger arc where everything just continues to get worse and worse for the Power Rangers.
The only thing I'm gonna miss, I gotta get Xiao's reaction when he reads that. I have to get his reaction. I'm gonna have to ask him when he has some free time. I'm like, sir, I'm gonna need some reaction video from you so we can play it. Oh man, thank you for that, Joe. It's not gonna be stuck in my head now. Every time I see Magic, I'm immediately gonna be thinking never running from a real fight. Thanks, Joe. But that being said, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Joe, anything that you're gonna happen to have going down this week, sir?
I'm not too sure. I literally went and bought the Battle Spirits game in Japanese, so I am trying to work my way through the tutorial and see how to actually play a game using Japanese text, not being able to read a lick of Japanese. I can do it with Cardfight Vanguard fairly easily, but that's because I actually play the American version.
So
I do not know how to play Battle Spirits, so...
Ooh.
Now, luckily, the game does not give me all 61 sets. Because there are 61 sets and a 60-second set getting ready to come out in Japan. But they give me sets 51 through 59. So I got 10 sets plus DLC, which I did actually buy enough digital yen cards to buy the deluxe version of the game, which gives me at least all the card-based DLC. I didn't get any of the cosmetic DLC. To where I can, once I get out of the tutorial and into the campaign proper, I will do my best to start farming on a single character till I build a character. I have already decided what I'm going to play. I'm going to play, which really does sadden me about this Battle Spirits game, because Battle Spirits has such a great job of collaborating like Magic.
Okay.
There's Kamen Rider sets, there's Gundam sets, Digimon sets. Going on right now, they're doing an Evangelion set. If I could, I would farm until I had a Kamen Rider 5s deck, and then go over to a YouTube page to see what cards I actually need to build it. But no, I'm having to learn everything from scratch. I've been playing Cardfight Vanguard for a while, but right now in Standard, we have no giant robots in the Japanese card game, which is a crime. I'm fairly certain it's a felony.
Kind of odd, actually.
So I'm going to be playing the clan that uses robots mostly. So I'm going to be using the White Diamonds, which is a defensive-based clan, which either stonewalls the opponent, makes me immune to different color effects, or I just flat out send your crap back to your deck.
Damn.
So within that, I have to find out what tribe I want to use. So this is going to be a long journey, and at some point, I'm just going to have to get a TV card.
And all in Japanese. Ooh.
I'll learn. Because Battle Spirits is coming out into America, and they're going to start doing cash prize tournaments.
I mean, yeah, it's best. I guess it's the best way to learn.
They're also saying it's like, oh, it's going to be its own format and song. It's like, no, it's not, because they have pulled exactly one Battle Spirits TV series completely from YouTube. I've checked. You can watch all 8 other full Battle Spirits series except for one.
They yanked it.
So that tells me that the majority of that card pool is going to be from that Battle Spirits series.
Damn. Still. Well, aside from getting Joe Rosetta Stone, because he's about to take a journey.
Oh, no, I have my sister. I'm just going to keep bringing the Switch downstairs. What does this say? I did find a card already that's going to be my Key Spirit, for which is what the deck will be based around. It's basically the Macross.
Okay, that makes sense.
Starts off as a spell, or in Magic terms, an enchantment in ship mode.
Mhm.
Then eventually I can use enough whatever, because I don't know quite yet, to turn it into the Macross.
There's times I wish you would record this journey that we could just post on YouTube. Times I wish you would record this journey. Oh, but
I mean, I
speaking
could have if I got the PlayStation version, but I mean, I'm not going to sit and play a card game on my PlayStation. If I'm going to get a card game, I'm going to put it on my Switch.
no, I get it. I
I'll
just
go out and get a TV card and a HDMI splitter to run over to my computer.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It would just make for good content. Just that this is how
Oh
determined
yeah,
you
I've
are.
already been on one part in the tutorial for about 30 minutes because I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
See, you can actually
I
go
have to get like a core, which is like their mana resource, and put it somewhere, but I don't know where, and I keep getting the incorrect buzzard.
See, that's where the whole part of the streaming part comes in, where you can actually have people watch and sit there and go, "Oh, you need help? Yeah, what is this?" It's like, what is this?
Now, the story, because there is a story mode to this.
Okay.
That I do know. So, two friends, when they were younger, made promise that they would always play Battle Spirits together because one of them moved away. And the one that you're playing is like, all right, she's gone. I don't have to play Battle Spirits anymore. Oh, she came back and is holding me to that promise. Oh, I got crushed. I feel bad. I got to go get better at this game.
So it's Pokemon with a friend.
No, it's not Pokemon with a friend. But it is a very like cliche anime where you make a promise and you just don't fulfill that promise, and then that person comes back into your life and you're like, crap.
They come back and call that a favor. Lord. Well, with that being said, speaking of YouTube, Joe does have a YouTube channel, Total Justice Gaming. Definitely check that out. He also has a Twitch channel at Joe Italian last name. Please also check that out.
I swear I'll play something on there soon. I don't know what. There just hasn't really been anything I want to play that's going to be Twitch worthy, and probably won't be till November when the Vanguard card game comes out on Steam. That one will be in English.
Nope.
But I can actually play Cardfight Vanguard in Japanese.
Oh, you're not gonna make me break near the end of the show. Nope. You won't break my soul, Joe.
Oh, I did actually also try the Gundam game.
How was it?
That recently come out. It's honestly not bad. It's very straightforward action adventure 2-button combo system.
Okay.
And storyline is just it's just a celebration of Gundam. We've already got somebody named, I don't know, Maxwell Jupiter, whatever. I didn't pay attention to his name. He's got a brand new Gundam that makes no sense in the world of continuity. I've already had to take on the Espeon while using a Zaku 2 in the middle of a city while the events of Gundam Double Iron-Blooded Orphans happened, but somehow the Espeon was there.
So they mix genres?
No, so apparently there's something going on with the universe of Gundam where time breaks are happening.
Okay.
So in the middle of the pivotal scene where Amuro returns to fight Ramba Roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ramba Roll's unit and Ramba Roll turns into the main Gundam from Iron-Blooded Orphans.
So Barbatos?
Yeah. Barbatos version 7.
Oh, so it's Rex King.
Yeah, it's Rex King trying to fight the whole Gundam team.
I can live with
you're
that.
using just a GM.
I can live with that.
And then like time displacement keeps happening, so you go try to find Ramba Roll. It leads you to the time period because now you can time travel somehow because of shenanigans to the Iron-Blooded Orphan thing, but the guy that's the main villain for Iron-Blooded Orphan somehow turns into Zex Marquis piloting the Epion. So then from there you travel all the way to when everyone's fighting the renewed Peacecraft Kingdom, and then
So it goes from. So we went from Iron Blooded Orphans.
So we went from original Gundam to Iron Blooded Orphans to Gundam Wing, and then all the Leos suddenly become mass-produced goofs. And then, like, the new antagonist comes in, and they're like, okay, we found all the goofs. Let's go back to the original timeline and fix that part.
Oh,
and then
man.
I'm just like, I can't do this anymore because I shouldn't be wrecking people with a Zaku 2 of all things.
But still, the whole storyline sounds nuts. And I dig it.
It is.
I need to play video games. I'm in that lull where, of course, I've got things and other stuff going on. Of course, trying to play video games. I've been buying games. They've been collecting dust.
Let me think. What else I got going on? I am 113 hours into Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Still haven't even touched that game yet.
At the 90-minute mark, at the 90-hour mark, they gave me a boat.
just for easier travel.
No, just so I can go into the even more open world part.
Oh,
so I've also found multiple hidden blades in this game, and I found the one bad guy that turns into a good guy who is basically the pirate that opened SpongeBob SquarePants, who gives me the blue mage class.
See, I gotta play. I'm gonna have to find some time somewhere. Just
be ready for some of the harshest British accents you've ever seen.
Yeah, we talking Monty Python, or are we talking?
Yeah, we're talking Monty Python. Oh, also, when you meet a character named Gondor, you will be checking what the rating of this game is. The woman even addresses her own mother as, "What the hell does the bitch queen want this time?" And I'm sitting there like, "What rating is this game?" Like this one puts like a favorite.
Let's rewrite this. Wait, what's that name again? So I know what to look for. I'm gonna really write this down. Is it Gondor? Was the name?
Huh?
What's the name?
Gondor. Ghondor. She's like a 13-year-old martial artist who's like just a hidden character, a storyline character, which you get a class from her naturally. But like the moment she starts talking and like, what? Go and look at the game. It's like, it's rated teen.
I had to write that down. The way you said that, I'm like, okay, I know who to look for once I start playing. But
oh no, she's not a playable character.
But she can be found.
She's a guest character that can accompany you if you want. Okay, but her whole arc, I'm just like, are we sure this is not rated mature for language? Because this girl says just about everything but the F word.
I'm gonna play tonight. Oh,
you don't need her for a while.
Oh, I'm determined. How many hours in the game before you got to her?
90.
I'm determined.
If you just hot trail it, maybe at the 30-hour mark for you. But I've been doing every side quest and taking on every super elite named enemy under the sun. Then I've gone back to refight them because the named elite enemies are how you get your blue magic for your blue magic class.
Gotcha. Nah, I remember that. I had to write that down. But anyway,
she's the best character in that game. She called somebody a spoon, and I had to go ask my sister because she would know this. Like, she's calling somebody a spoon. Why is that insult? It's like, it's a very old thing to tell somebody that you are poor and dirty. It's like, damn. Oh.
Damn. That's damn. Damn.
So you may need to get a British friend to translate some of this stuff because spark and snuff and spoon are used very casually in this to make for words that just do not for cursing.
Well, I do got some buddies across the pond I can ask. I have to keep that in mind.
Yeah. I just don't want to be a snuff and sparker. That's all I know.
That being said, guys, of course, my social is BlockFox447. You can definitely follow me on all social medias as I do post reviews of everything that I've watched, liked, especially movies, things of that nature, and gym stuff, because I definitely do a couple push-ups. Also, shout out to my buddy Vaughn at Big BZA Dot. You can definitely find him, Vaughn Westman, on Facebook, Big BZA Dot on all socials for all of his podcast, Inside Nature. And also want to give him a shout out because he definitely does share us as well. Of course, we didn't have the tracker at the bottom. My apologies. But if you actually copy and paste this into your browser, it'll take you to the link tree that has a YouTube and Facebook group for all of our podcasts. How the Fracker Got Here, Get Bit, and of course, the Off Limits podcast. Definitely like, share, and subscribe. And we definitely appreciate everybody that watches, that likes, that lets people know we're live. We certainly appreciate all of that. And of course, for anything that you might have questions on or, disagreements, or maybe agree with us over everything we talked about tonight, definitely let us know in the comments because we definitely do respond back. With that being said, guys, of course, next week we will have, of course, our She-Hulk review. We will have Gamescom because Gamescom will almost be over, and I say almost because the indie show will still happen on Fridays. Usually we do our podcast. Of course, Joe will have his comic book pulls of the week, and of course, we'll still be back here, guys, next Friday. Same Get Bit time, same Get Bit channel. And before we close it out, Joe, anything else? Any parting words aside from Spoon that you want to say?
I don't know how much longer I'm going to be in this tutorial.
I'm still saying you need to stream that. That's got to be gold. But again, also before we do close out, guys, again, Corona, monkeypox, everything that's going on in the world, we cannot stress this enough. If you're going to be in the area with high traffic people, please wear a mask, protect yourself, and protect others. Because again, we are still in a pandemic area. The more you do to protect yourself, the more you'll do to protect others. That's all we ask you to do. And also get vaccinated. Like I said, at this point, day and age, you'll need to be in order to survive. So not trying to scare anybody, but just do the right thing. Not that hard.
Oh, I will also have a report from BotCon next week.
Oh, that's right. Completely forgot about that. So we'll also be talking about BotCon as well because there's going to be a lot. I will probably
be on here crying because I spent money I shouldn't have.
That's a. Ooh, I'm not ready to talk about that yet. That'll have me crying. That being said, he's been Joe. I've been Will. This has been the Get Bit podcast for this week, guys. Thank you all for watching. We are out. Take care of yourselves and each other. We will all get through this. Peace.
Remember, Captain America fucks.